All right, this would be unprecedented. Body cameras on undercover officers. That's what Houston police want to start doing after a botched drug raid that killed a husband and wife and wounded several officers.
But other law enforcement agencies are not happy with the idea.
Larry Seabird went straight to the police chief to find out what the holdup here is. Larry?
The feds, agents undercover, pretending to be friends with drug dealers to help HPD make arrests, hardly feel great about cameras recording them serve warrants, though HPD's Chief Art Acevedo sounds determined.
We're rolling with it. The question is, what impact's going to have?
The botched drug raid that killed 2 people and wounded 4 police officers on Harding Street almost 5 months ago sparked immediate policy change in Houston. No-knock warrants are mostly off limits. Narcotics lieutenants, managers now serve warrants with their team to make sure bosses never get blindsided again with problems. Chief Acevedo also pushed for body-worn cameras for all officers serving warrants, including those undercover. His policy demands cameras roll before officers knock and stay on until the job is done.
They're not that comfortable with it.
While talking safety with faith leaders, Acevedo told KHOU 11 News his federal partners on high-stakes task forces are not on board. It's an issue around the country. In Chicago and Philadelphia, cities of similar size, police haven't updated search warrant policies in 3 or 4 years. Neither spells out body camera use. Next week, during a major Chiefs Association meeting, Acevedo expects it to be the hottest topic, along with handling potential fallout from unhappy federal partners.
So we're going to work that out next week, and I think that by the middle of June we'll be done.
Acevedo says the only question is how those uncomfortable respond. Chief Acevedo told us tonight his staff is still hashing out where to mount cameras on those teams that serve search warrants. And Mia, as you can imagine, there is still an ongoing discussion with all of those federal partners uncomfortable with cameras being around their undercover agents.
I'm sure that is some discussion. Larry Seaward, thank you so much.